I read on your website that you help a lot of young entrepreneurs, new entrepreneurs. What advice do you give them? And what was the second? Advice do you give them, and how do you help them? Because a new entrepreneur so often feels overwhelmed. So how do you address that, and how do you help them sort of organize their thoughts and get them on the path towards hopeful success?
Well, you know what? I always start with people that are newer, and I'm like, what do you want your life to look like? You know, so quick example, like we have a continuity program we're rolling out with the planner, and we had people saying, you should do a membership site like a year and a half ago. We're like, it has to fit our lifestyle and it has to provide massive value. So we took our time, right? It's 2 years now we're doing it. But so it's like, what do you want your life to look like? Do you want to work 7 days a week? Do you want a certain amount of freedom? Do you want to be on the phone all the time? So you have to be really clear. And half the time the clarity comes through the doing. That's what I found. I don't know I do or don't like something until I get in there and do it. But you have to start kind of with that, you know, that roadmap a little bit. And then honest to God, if I could get this into anybody's head, it would be to master the fundamentals of direct response marketing. Truly, if you can learn to write, it's going to help you with everything. It's going to help you speak better. It's going to help you do better video. It's going to help you write better copy. It's going to help you communicate across the board. But, you know, it's like there's so many tactics online. Like I love ManyChat. I think Messenger is a great, Facebook Messenger is great for events and getting people to show up to live streams. But if you can't write compelling copy, you're not going to get people to show up to anything. So, you know, mastering the fundamentals of direct response marketing, keeping it simple. Like my business partner always says, what would easy look like? What would easy look like? And you can go so sideways, but truly a simple website, an email list, and one offer. Get started and start selling as soon as you possibly can. I created a list of freebie seekers, in my opinion. Not everybody, obviously, but I was just hesitant. That imposter syndrome. Who am I? I'm not a real developer. I'm not a programmer.
Right.
And it was like, I was just sharing what I was learning and how I did it with WordPress. And you know, it just one thing led to another, but I did not sell enough. Now I have no problem. I will send an email every day with an offer. Doesn't bother me. If I'm providing value and what I'm offering you can solve a true problem that you have.
Okay. So I want to ask a couple of questions from that. Number one is when you first started, how long was it before you said, oh, I'm making a living. I'm actually making a living at doing what I'm doing?
Within a year.
Yep.
Yeah, and that was because I was charging like $600 for websites, but ask me how many websites I had to make.
That's right. Oh, I know. And then the second thing is once you began, did you know that you loved what you were doing at the very beginning, or was it sort of like a growing love?
I loved online business from day one. There's so much possibility, like that Pollyanna in me, right? And it's just like the audio tapes I listened to was Zig Ziglar and Tony Robbins and Dennis Waitley, right? And then I shifted and I found Wayne Dyer, who was just this amazing human being. And it was like, I shifted a little bit, but it's like, I love the idea that you get to make your life whatever you want. And the internet provides that. Like you really get to create what you want. And the fact is, like, I took my kids to Scotland in 2013 and we stayed with a friend that I met on the internet. I have friends in every country around the world. Like I said to somebody the other day, they're like, how's Boise? I'm like, it's great. I don't know if I'll stay here. It's kind of same story, different city. I'm in a suburban track home, right? The house is darling, but I'm like, maybe I want to go to another country. They were like, another country? I'm like, why wouldn't I? Like that's the mentality of online entrepreneurs. It's like, go anywhere, make it happen.
Yeah, go anywhere, do anything. And I often see, when young entrepreneurs ask me what they should be doing and how do they get started, and I said, well, what have you done? And they're like, I don't know. We're in the brainstorming portion of it, right? And I say, here's the deal. Move forward. Nothing happens when you just stand on the shore waiting for it to happen.
Right.
You have to move forward. You have to take action. And I gave a speech one time and I talked about dreamers. And I said, do you think for 1 second that you're the only person that has dreams or aspirations out there? And I said the content of the conversation was everybody has dreams and aspirations, but so few people act on those dreams or aspirations. They just wait. They wait until they're financially able. They wait until their health. They wait until their kids are grown. They wait until this. They wait until that. And next thing you know, their life passed by. And I always say, go, do it, start it. If you want to travel, go, find a way. If you want to start a business, start it, find a way, but you take some sort of action. And I've often surprised about how many people have great dreams, but they don't take any action. They don't take any action.
I think we also live, I don't know, I think times are shifting, obviously, but I know in the US, it's like there's such this pride in working hard and like this idea that you're supposed to, Monday through Friday and all that stuff. And all that's changing, right? Like my kids have different attitudes, but at the same time, you go to Italy or you go to another country and they're like, what's the rush? And it's like, that thought is so appealing. And at the same time, people get caught up in doing the same thing, right? Like what does a Disney trip for 5 cost to go stay at a Disney hotel? I'm like, you could take those kids to Europe and show them another way of life. And that sounds very judgy, but the more you can experience, like I want a richly textured life, right? And so, and all you need is one experience that'll shift that for you. That's it. One time and it's like opens your eyes.